everybody. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it's 1/11/21? It's January 11th and it's day 11. So in my head all day long, I woke up with some mostly processing dreams, but dreams. Dreamed of some stuff I haven't thought about in years. So apparently my mentor, who's done a 40-day fast before, she did mention to get a dream journal. So if you're going to do an extended fast, get a dream journal and write this stuff out. What else? So I was really processing things in my head. So every other Monday, this would be the other Monday. So every other Monday I cook. And I think I've mentioned this before. I cook dinner for dinner at my godmother's. And last week she cooked, so this week I cooked. And I really cooked, man. I really spent the day in the kitchen. And I was like, thinking about my relationship with food. And I'm really starting to realize things that I use food. Food is my drug of choice, right? And in healing that relationship, the interesting thing about fasting is, okay, so today I made an Italian lemon cake. It's keto. Well, it was paleo. And I made cheesecake fluff to go on top. And I did French chicken with roasted cauliflower in a rosemary cream sauce. Now, I knocked it out of the park. I mean, I was cooking all day. And salad with raspberry vinaigrette, okay? So I was cooking all day. And I had client. And I'm exhausted, right? So I'm thinking, and I sat there and I watched the three people eating dinner, and I just sat and watched my other two eating dinner when I brought it home. And I'm like, why am I not tempted by this? Why is this not difficult for me to sit here and watch them eat food I made and I never tasted? And I was thinking about it all day, and I was like, you know, I think it's a generational thing. My grandmother, she cooked out of love, and it was, stop your crying, here's a cookie. My mother cooked out of love. My father cooked, I believe, out of love. I haven't talked with them, but I am going to talk to my mom, and I'm going to find out from her if what I'm thinking is correct. So what I think is that food, creating delicious, amazing looking food, is my love language. Because it was not hard to sit there and watch them eat the food I created. It wasn't hard at all. And my godmother says, I can't believe you're sitting there and you're not eating. And this must be so hard for you. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not hungry. I'm not desiring food. I'm not craving food. I love the smell on my hands from the roasted garlic, but I wasn't tempted at all. And so I really think that cooking and preparing and watching my family eat is my love language. Now, is that healthy? I think so, because I'm not going behind their back when they're done eating and cleaning off their plates. Now that I think would be very unhealthy. And you know what? I've known moms that have done that. Now, I did not do that today. They all cleaned their plates. I think it was a good meal. But yeah. Is that okay? I'm going to do some more writing on this, because I talked with my daughter during dinner and I said, I think this is my love language. I said, but I think it's a step above my parents that this is how they showed love, period. Okay? So I've gone over and above food being my love language, and my children know I love them outside of food, and we spend a lot of good time together, and we talk together. I tell them all the time I love them. I hug them. We kiss goodnight. We hug goodbye. They know that I love them no matter what. And so I think it's just building and progressing from generations that did not know how to express love outside of cooking, and I do both. So that was my one meal this week that I'm cooking. I'm out of the kitchen the rest of the week, and then next week I go to Vegas, so I'll be good for 2 weeks out of the kitchen. But yeah, what are your thoughts? What is your love language? And so when my godmother asked me, isn't this hard? And I said, no. And I said, I think I'm redefining, well, I know that I'm redefining my relationship with food, because food is my drug of choice. I use food to shove down emotion, to feel numb, to run away from responsibility, to pad myself of impending doom, danger, right? Trauma. So, or I had, some people, they want to eat after they've had a fight with their spouse. Whatever it is, I used food. And I'm redefining that relationship with food. And so when I'm but here's the thing, when I cook, for years now, I just cook. I don't taste, I just cook. I just create. So this dinner came in a dream. A lot of my dishes come in dreams, and I see it from beginning to end, and I see the steps I need to take. I love the science of cooking. It fascinates me. I love to be able to bring a meal to completion all at the same time. I'm very good at that. I did catering for years, and I'm able to bring a whole meal together. I even made biscuits with berry butter, and they said the biscuits were hot when the casserole came out of the oven. The biscuits had come out before, and I baked them on a stone so that they would stay hot. Then I put them in the wrap and took them to her house. But it's just the timing excites me, and the orchestration of the whole thing, it excites me. Not the taste, see if it needs more salt, taste if you need more salt. That's like intuitive for me, and maybe because I am an intuitive healer, that comes easy to me, and I've perfected that talent, because I did not taste this food, and they sat down and they're like, and I'm like, is the seasoning right? Can you taste the lavender? Can you taste this? And they're like, yeah, it's like perfect. It's fantastic. So I think, I've perfected my talent in that I can dream it and see it from beginning to end. And in my dream, I can go, well, I can do this, or I can do this, and I can do this. And I work it out in my dream. So here's the question. Is that still a toxic relationship with food? I don't think so, because I could write a cookbook tomorrow and sell it. So I don't think being able to write a cookbook is indicative of a toxic relationship with food. Do I still have a toxic relationship with food? Yeah, I do. And I know it because I showed it December 21st through December 31st, going, I deserve this. I fasted for 20 days. I get to have this. That's a toxic relationship with food, making excuses and not being responsible. So I know I have a ways to go. I'm not perfected in that. Um, but I want to slow down on my cooking as I get deeper and deeper into the fast. So now I won't need to cook again until January 25th. Um, I'll be home from Vegas. My daughter will be in town with my grandbabies, and we'll we'll uh, we'll cook again then. So, but I don't have to cook until then, so that's good. That's going to give me a 2-week break, so that'll be nice to continue this exploration of my love language and to examine my other love languages, right? Because I've had food love language since, over 30 years. Because, yeah, I would say I was living in San Diego in 1990, and I was apprenticing with a French chef, and I learned how to do French cook. I learned the French techniques to cooking, and the sauces, and learned how to cook for guys, for men. And I would cook for a date, and because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? And they loved it. And so that was my love language, but I think that part was a little toxic, a little manipulative, and but you know, my husband works really, really hard. He leaves at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, and he gets home after 5. He does manual labor. He's a mechanic, and he walks in and his plate is on the counter waiting for him because he's worked hard. And that is my love language. And I leave him alone, and he takes a shower and he relaxes the rest of the evening. And that's also my love language. I let him be. And that's wonderful, because he didn't get that for a long time because we had kids, and he would take over and give me a break, and then, you know, it was just do this, do that, do this, do that. And now I just let him be, and I feed him a good meal, and he's off to La La Land. So I've got 2 weeks to delve deeper into this. So you know, that whole redefining the relationship with food, pulling out the toxic parts and healing them and letting them go, so that when I do eat on February 10th, it's a good experience, and it's very good keto food that is good for me, and no more excuses, no more allowances, no more going off my way of eating, right? It's taking care of me. And boy, have I learned that in this past week, how to take better care of me. So back up to this morning. This morning, I went grocery shopping to get the rest of the stuff for dinner. And I had some caffeine in my water. And I got home, I had to sit down. I was lightheaded and dizzy. And I got back up, I was lightheaded. So I went over, I took 2 Relight capsules and 1 BHB, beta hydroxy butyrate salt pill. I took those 3 things, and then I had some pickle juice, and I just laid down for an hour. And when I got up, I was better. And not 100%, but much better. I could stand up without getting lightheaded or dizzy. So that's what happened today. Still no hunger pain, still no craving for anything food-wise, you know. Just paying attention to, I also put some potassium in my water after I got home and was dizzy. So got my electrolytes up And did I get my whole gallon in today? I didn't. I'm having a hard time drinking it. It's like I'm not thirsty. So I'm going to get as much in before it's 9 o'clock at night right now. So it should be all in. I will finish off what I can, and I got about 3/4 of the gallon, maybe 2/3 of the gallon down today. It wasn't a high activity day. I only had one injury rehab client today, and I only have one tomorrow. So, and it's still cool, so I'm not like sweating out a whole bunch of minerals and getting dehydrated. So maybe that's why it was hard to down it, because I'm hydrated so well. I'm not going to sweat it. If it happens 3 days in a row, then I know something's up. But it was a good day. Very in my head, processing issues around food. And I'm so glad I'm not avoiding it this time around, because I told you in December, I avoided all the emotions, just got through the 20 days of not eating, right? And so this day I'm taking it one day at a time and peeling those emotions back and really, really pondering, meditating, whatever. So I do want to leave you with this. At JohnGabriel.com. John Gabriel. You can look him up on Facebook. In 4 days, he's got a free 21-day meditation he's offering. So if you go to his Facebook page or johngabriel.com, you can sign up with your email and you will get day 1 all the way to day 21. It's a 10-minute meditation. I've done this with John for years now, and it's an amazing 21 days. And I love, it's like a blessing from heaven for me that I get to do the 21-day meditation during my fast. I'm so excited. So when I'm done with the 21 days, it'll be almost time to break my fast. So I'm going to be doing that every day. And so I really urge you to go to johngabriel.com and just put in your email, and you'll get an email from him every day for 21 days with the link to that day's meditation. He's done it with Carol Look, and she'll do a day, he'll do a day. I don't know what he's doing this year, or if he's just replaying it from year to year. It really doesn't matter, because it's you that has the experience in the moment. And every year it's always a different experience. So John lost 200 pounds, and most of his weight loss was from visualization. He just thrives on visualization. And in that 200 pounds, his skin shrunk as his body shrunk. His skin shrunk with him, and he's got pictures to prove that he did not have saggy skin. Why? Because every night at bedtime, he went to bed visualizing his skin getting tighter and his muscles becoming ripped. And he just visualized that as he was retiring for the day. And you can really see it in the pictures that he has up on his website. You can see them. He had no skin surgery, skin removal, nothing. And he's been a mentor of mine for 10 years. 10 years. I have all his books, and I've done a couple of his programs, and I love his meditation series. So check that out. Okay. So Betty Bye time. You guys have a fabulous evening, and I will see you tomorrow.